I even brought my book. All right. You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready? It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, and baby. Welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, and this is episode 162. Hello, everybody, and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee, joined by my co-host, Jav 600 in the building.
We are here.
I'm so excited, and I can't even contain my excitement, and I have to tell you guys that I have Nikki Bryan here again. So give it up for Nikki. I am so excited to have you here. I want to get started right away. But if this is your first time tuning in, hello and welcome. Thank you so much. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. It is WTW Saturday, and you guys know what that means. And that means that we're dropping a brand new episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. Thank you so much. Make sure that you guys go check out Million Roses, which is CAB's latest project off of Worth the Wait Records. Yes. And happy birthday to him. His birthday was this past week.
Hey.
So without further ado, let's start the episode how we always start it. We're going to say what we're grateful for. So, Nikki, what are you grateful for this week?
That's what I thought about this earlier.
She knew.
I guess favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Why favor?
Because
Favor ain't fair.
Yeah. I mean, I think because I don't know. It's just a lot of great things just keep happening no matter, even if I don't do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to. It's kind of like, all right, God still looks out.
Yes.
So
Amen.
I'm grateful for
Blessed
that.
and highly favored.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that. That touched me. Hav, what about you?
I'm grateful to inspire to be more, rather than just stay at this comfort level or whatever like that, and just trying to look for what's new and what is that next threshold. And not saying that life is levels or anything like that, or there's a better version of yourself, because you're already yourself, and all you have to do is just let yourself shine more, inner and outer. But yeah, just kind of rather than just being complacent, I guess, because some people could take a seat back, or could just relax, or could just stop doing stuff. And I inspire to be more, I guess. So I appreciate my ambition on this Ambition Hour. Hey, clean that up.
So just like how Nikki said, because I know that I asked this question, and I always never I never know the answer until it's time.
Right.
Because you can think about it. You're well, I'm grateful for this. But then you feel once you've already said it to yourself or put it out in the universe, it's different. But I do want to say, because I was just thinking about the last time that we saw. So I'm just really grateful for your book. Create Your Own Magic. This is her book, guys, Nikki Bryan's book. I want to say that I'm grateful for this book. That's how excited I am to start talking about it, because I was actually talking to Jax the other day, and I told him no, that book changed my life. And he's wait, what? And I was yeah, it just impacted me in so many different ways. And we spoke about how once you finish the book, the aftermath of what happens, right. And how much it still continues to keep going. And I just, for me, okay, because I finished it in December, right? So I finished it in December. I literally started the new year, and I had already finished the book. So I went into the new year with a new perspective, with a lot of magic that I wrote down. Because I did everything, all of the exercises, guys, they're all filled out. So it, to me, and today, thinking about it and thinking about how my life from January 1st till now, and just thinking about it and remembering what I wrote in the book, and just different things, it's just awesome. So thank you for writing it. Thank you for putting it out. And just, yeah, thank you. How do you feel since it came out? It came out what, November 13th, your birthday. You were in Puerto Rico. I remember that.
Yes.
Living your best life. I wasn't on social media, but I think I saw some once I went back. But so tell me, how do you feel having dropped? It's been a couple of months now.
I feel like it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So they actually just sent me the email the other day for like my royalties, and I
Love royalties.
So I don't really look at like the check. I was looking to see like how many books were sold. So it was, to see that number, it was like, okay, I'm making a difference in somebody's life, and then I have a lot of people that, they found the book from, let's say you posted it, or, somebody else on Instagram posted and they went and they bought it, and, and just seeing it, and like, I'll be going through stories on Instagram, and I'll see the book on somebody's desk, and I'm like, oh, wait, you got the book, because when they buy from Amazon and, places like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's, and then, for them to just give me their feedback, like, oh my God, this is, changing my life. And, this one lady, she was actually a guest speaker at my virtual vision board, and she ended up gifting the book to somebody else. And it was like a young lady who was, because she works at like a college, so it was a young lady who she kind of like mentored. So she just gave her the book randomly. She was like, here, and she was like, by like 2 days, the girl called her and was like, this book has changed my life. Like, it saved my life.
Wow.
So just things like that. When she said it to me, I was like, I got close to tears because it's making a difference.
Yeah.
So, and that was the whole point.
No, definitely. I mean, I felt I would text you.
Yeah.
I would text you like literally when I would like finish the day or like read it, because I would do it mostly in the morning. Like,
Right.
because I have a morning routine that I follow, and that I made it part of my morning routine. So I would read it and I'll be like, how does she know that I need to hear and read this literally right now? And so I would text you. I'd be like, you don't understand. Like, today was like a day that I felt like you were next to me, talking to me and just telling me like these things, or asking me. Because it was just, I want to pick something random, and I don't mind sharing what I wrote. Let's see. I also did the affirmations for my king. We'll talk about that later. But I did do that, and I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed doing that. And the end of the person that the affirmations were for, it didn't work out, but I'm going to put this down because now I want to talk about it. It didn't work out with that person, but I believe that the affirmations helped me kind of see that.
Right.
It kind of like helped me see, because I remember doing the affirmations and being like, I'm doing them for him, but I feel like it's not for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that like gut feeling to me like made me so curious to see like, okay, so I'm doing these affirmations and I'm, thinking, and I'm not thinking it for him, even though I'm saying it's for him.
Got it.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it was just like something that just opened my eyes. So I'm really happy that I did it. Ladies, listen, if he ain't the one, you might want to do this. You might want to do the affirmations, because if you're not doing it, but if it, in your heart it's really not for him, then he's
You're
not
gonna
for
know.
you. Then you're gonna know he's not for you.
Affirmations will tell you.
Oh, dang. Okay, so what is for me? Okay, it's like, because I'm just like reading, and it's so crazy what I would write about. Okay, so this one is not as like, okay, so I am stronger than my strongest excuse. So this was day 19. She asked you to write down some of your most common strongest excuses. What are some things you can say or do to combat those excuses? So, I put common, I don't feel good, like it's too late, it's too early, I can do it another day. And like the thing like I put to combat those excuses, just get it done. And I will say since then, because I also, I started at a new job. I think, no, when I started the book, I had already just started at the job. I had just gotten the job when I started the book. So for me, the whole get it done, like mentality, like it's just like, get it done, get it out of the way, get it done, get it out of the way. Cause that's something that like I always do. It's just like, I'll be like, oh, I'll wait.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Procrastination.
Procrastinate. And that's something else that the book like kind of like makes you look at. And that's something that I like, is that it makes you like look in the mirror and be like, dang, either you ain't shit or get it together.
Yep.
You also did the book too, right?
I did.
What day are you on, or did you already finish?
Oh no, we finished. So I strategically did it so that we would finish right before Valentine's Day. So we finished on the 13th, February 13th.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Like a self-love type of
Correct.
thing. I love that. And how did you feel after doing it? Was that your first time doing it?
No, it was the second, because the first time I did it while I wrote the book.
Okay.
So the second time the book, my own book dragged me pretty much. I would be doing, I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how I felt. I felt attacked.
Right. I was like, wow. But it was this time around, and I realized that it's a book that can literally be for any season of your life, any year, because we are constantly changing and growing as people. And, you get to another level in life, you might, become stagnant. You might have new procrastination techniques that you don't even realize. So it was, for me, really opened my eyes to things that I need to do, things that I need to work on. And it was like, nothing was the same. Nothing was the same from when I did it the first time. It was like completely different.
That's something that I love about these type of books, is that, because remember I told you, you're not the same person. Like, right. I'm not the same person from when I read this book, finished it 2 months ago.
Right.
3 months ago. Like, I'm a completely different person. Like, looking back at it, because I love doing these type of books, but I'm also really big on journaling. And I've been super consistent in journaling. I would say, I know for sure every single day this year. I know we're in March. I know we're in March, but it's been since November that it's been like every day. Yeah. And so I read, because I like reading at the end of the month. I like reading the month before the last day, or the day that I remember. Like, I read the 27th of last month.
Okay.
And just thinking, like, reading it, and I was like, I was a hot ass mess at that time, like at the end of January, because I had gotten my heart broken, and I was just like in that state, you know what I mean? And I'm the type of person that I allow myself to be like that. Like, I allow myself to feel those things, to talk about them, to express myself, because then if not, then because there's sometimes when you don't express yourself, like I could still be at this time, like, and be butthurt. But I'm not. Right. I'm good. I talked about it. I let it out. The universe knows. God knows how I feel about it. Like, it's written. It is what it is. But yes. So how has the new year been treating you?
The new year it's been different. And when I say different, because I usually go into the new year with so much fire. And not to say that I didn't, but I usually start the new year with it like kind of all figured out, like what I'm gonna do with the year. And nope, not there this year. I brought in the new year here, and then New Year's Day I went to Maryland for my godmother's 50th birthday to surprise her. So the year started off very positive. Yeah. So I'll say that much. Mm-hmm. But I'm so used to like every single year going in with so much fire, like getting this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm just not there. And I feel like it's because my life is shifting. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like I'm being forced out of my comfort zone, and I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how do I go about doing this? Like, come up with like a strategy on how to do it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's tough, because like how you're saying, when you feel like you're going through a shift in your life, and it's happening at the beginning of the year, and the beginning of the year already, like, alone, like, for some reason, like, there's something about the first day of the year, the first month of the year, it's just kind of, it drags you, literally. Yeah. It tests you like, okay, so last year was this year, but how we coming in 2021? Right. And I think that's better, because I would rather in the beginning, like, all right, tell me how it is in the beginning, because that way I can see if I want to continue feeling this raggedy? Like, do I want to continue 2021 feeling this raggedy or
Right,
not?
yep.
And then if I don't, then I need to get it together. I need to get it together and get it done, basically. So.
Yep.
Wow. Do you think it's because of it has to do with the pandemic? Have you felt like that with the pandemic, like your mentality, or maybe not your mentality, but like your mental health and like even how the new year starts? Because it's just like, dang, I didn't think that the pandemic was still going to be happening in 2021.
No, the pandemic, I mean, I was busy during the pandemic.
True, you were.
I don't know. No.
No.
I don't think it's really just the shift.
Yeah, the shift.
Really
Well, that's
just the shift.
yeah, because I remember you when you came last time. When was it? What episode was it? Do you remember how?
Like 140 something.
It was 141.
Yeah, I think it was 141.
You're exactly right. It's 141.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had to, because yeah. Oh, what a great time. That's crazy. That's crazy how time flies. That was
When
almost
was that?
20
I don't even remember.
It was October. It was like the first Thursday of October, I believe. Something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great episode. I really enjoyed having you the last time. So that's why I'm like super excited to have you again. And that's why I asked
October
you.
10th.
Well, it's October 10th. It's also Women's Month, so
Yeah,
I wanted to have
History Month.
Women's History Month. I'm like, it's just Women's Month. The whole month is ours.
The whole year. Like that.
For real. So last month we were honoring somebody different every week for Black History Month. But today I was thinking about something, and I don't believe that Black History is just 1 month. Like it's like it's forever. But I was thinking about it today, how at every big milestone in my life, there has been a Black person attached to it. Like, and for me, like that, like even just thinking about it, because okay, like I say that because the Herbalife coach that I had that like introduced me to like this lifestyle, that introduced me to self-love, personal development, etc., like was a Black man. And so I was thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, I have to be so grateful like for Black people because of that. Like because even like the dance team that I was in high school, it was a Black woman who believed in me and like wanted like me to do it, and like just like so many times, and I'm just like, wow. So I really had to share that because that was just something that I was at my heart today. And like because I was just like, why do I feel like Black history is all like all the time, you know what I mean? Like because like yeah, like why do I feel like that? Like, and it's like because I know there's people who don't feel that way, you know what I mean? And so
which is crazy because the Black culture influences so many
everything.
things. I was I forgot what it was I was reading, and there was like they don't give us enough credit even for like the commercials for like the big, like let's say the shampoo, and the emails or the commercial to say something that references Meg Thee Stallion's song, and it's like, that's literally Black culture.
Yeah, exactly.
But
which is American culture, which just turns into that, and that's what it is.
Exactly. Exactly. That's something that's funny that you bring that up, because that is something that always gets downplayed, is that for everything they use what rappers say, or like the slang, or like every like period poo, like that started. Not, it wasn't like people use that, like people that are not Black use that because of Black culture.
Correct.
You know, so and I just had to say that. And it was funny because my coach, he's such an awesome person, and I hadn't talked to him in some time, and he randomly hit me up on Instagram. And so like it was crazy because like you come on the podcast today, so I'm already like all feels because of what's attached to your name. Like this amazing book is attached to your name, and then like thinking about him, and then like talking to him and thinking about how even when the last time I saw him, how my life was and what I was doing, and how it looked like I was going on the right path to where I thought I was going to end up doing at what I would be doing right now, and I'm not, you know? So it was just crazy. I don't know. I feel like I'm going through a shift too, so we're in that together. So tell me, how's Nemo doing?
Nemo is good. He turned 8 in January. And he acts like he's the parent of the house. I mean, he feels like me and his dad were supposed to be in the house, and even if he's not bothering us, he just feels like we should be there. And he told me the other day, when I'm leaving, I need to let him know where I'm going.
Oh.
So he can know where I'm at all the time.
Did he sign the permission slip for you to come this time?
I mean, I was like, okay.
Not happening.
But I guess it was because he'll go to like his dad and he'll be like, where did mommy go? And most of the time it's like when his dad is half asleep. So he's like, I don't know. He'll leave. He come back. You should know where she went. You know, you should always know where she's going. So the last time his dad was like, no, she's your mom. You should know where your mom is. So he, you know, when I came back home later that day, he was just like, yeah, I need to know where you're going.
He was giving you hella side eye.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so I've been seeing your stories and you've been like working out and like, have you been eating healthy and everything? Has that like, how is that? How is your health journey going?
I'm not going to say, I mean, because I had griot today.
Ooh, how can you say no to griot? Oh, it's so yummy.
But for me, so I usually don't eat bad. Like I don't eat junk food. I mean, even though I bake cake, that's about the only sweet that I'll eat. But even then, I really just bake for orders, and I try not to make extras because then I'll eat it. But for me, I mean, what's been working, I work out every single day with King of Fitness. It's a trainer in Atlanta, and he has virtual training. So me and my husband, we've been doing that since December.
Okay.
I do it 5 times a week. He does it 6 because Saturdays is kind of a little hectic for me, so I can't commit to Saturday. But Monday through Friday, we work out. Try to, you know, do a little extra cardio here and there. And for me, I have to consistently eat. So I was like, you know what I can give you, universe, is just me eating consistently, because I'll go the whole day without eating.
Same.
And I would be like, I won't feel hungry, but I'll feel my body like getting weak. So then that's when I know, okay, it's time to eat. But that's why I don't lose the weight. My body just holds on to it. If I'm not eating, when I eat at least 4 to 5 times a day, I lose weight. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, because once you do, because it's like you're slowing down your metabolism when you do that one meal that one time. And I know better, and I don't do it because I'm the same. Like, I'll have a shake in the morning, and I'll literally go to like 5 o'clock without having anything. And then I'm like, why is my head hurting?
Exactly. It's never your stomach feeling hungry. It's always your head. Like, oh,
yeah, it's like, why do I feel like I'm deteriorating? Like, I need food. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that like I feel like as we get older, especially from our cultures, like the way that we eat and everything, and like how we're taught to eat, is like you just eat a big meal every time you eat. Yeah. You know, and it's like that's not it, because if you're eating 4, like you're saying, if you're eating like 4 times a day, then that should give you enough space for you to be able to eat consistently every 3 to 4 hours. Your metabolism is working more, therefore the calories are burning more. So that's very good. You're gonna make me like be more consistent on my eating. Today I was really good. I had ramen noodles. That's not that good, but
I see one thing. One of me and my friends was like, she was like, "Look, I'll diet, but if my body tells me eat a burger, I'm gonna eat a burger." And I was like, you know what? When I do that, like today I had griot, and it was really because I was craving the pickles, and when I eat stuff like that, I actually lose weight. Yeah. That's the crazy part. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I can stay consistent in eating 4 times a day, but if I want to eat something, I'm going to just eat it, and that's it. As long as I never overindulge, just on water. That's about it.
Yeah, I think it's like my dad's been saying this since I was young, is everything has a limit. Right. So it's like you just have to like just know your limit, because I'm the type that like I love Oreos and I'll just eat all of them.
Shanice I was like, we was literally talking about this the other day, and I was like, yeah, I don't sit and eat like a whole pack of Oreos, and she was like, well, I do.
No, because like the double stuffed Oreos, and then I love spreading peanut butter on top of them. Like, you should try it. Would you not? You don't like peanut butter?
What?
Peanut. I don't know,
weird.
man. The double stuffed with the peanut butter on top, like that's been my shit since Parent Trap.
The Parent Trap. They did.
They did. They ever since I was just like, hold on, these pretend twins might be onto something. Yeah, or I don't. To me, I love it like that, but I love peanut butter, so
Yeah, I
that
like
shit
peanut
is
butter
so good. But the thing, it needs to be double stuff. Ever since I tried double stuff, I'm too bougie to go back to the regular. I'm just like, oh, it's about a whole $1 more. Fuck it. Run it up. No, I love cookies. Another thing that I love, because I was just at Disney, was the churros that they have there.
I've never had. I've never had churros.
Wait, what? Like in your entire life?
Like I've never had it.
Really?
I've never had it.
Like, we can stop. No, we can't. No, oh my god. Okay, so I had never tried them with chocolate, right?
Oh,
And
that
it
sounds good.
at Disney they have it with the churro with hot and it's like warm melted chocolate.
I've seen that.
And then you dip it, and oh my god.
So what exactly is churro?
Yeah, it's fried dough, and then they just dip it like in sugar,
That might be why I never. Probably
like cinnamon. Yeah,
kind of
that
like
too.
an elephant ear.
No, it's not.
Because that's fried dough too.
Not like that though.
Funnel cake, but different.
Hold on, let me get a picture because it ain't nothing but to Google.
Because I'm not a big fried dough type of person.
I'm gonna buy some and I'm gonna bring you one.
Okay.
So it's like this. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, so it's like this. Yeah. So they're like, they make them longer too.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen the
yeah.
longer ones.
Yeah, like you can have them like that.
I mean, I'll try it. It looks appetizing. But
No, they're bomb.
I used
And
to
with the
commute a
chocolate.
very long way in New York to get specific churros.
Hey,
It's a long train ride to get them churros, but it was always worth it.
they're growing up in California, after church there would be somebody who would sell these super long churros, yes, in the cart in California, and it was so freaking bomb. And so I remember going back, like every time I think of churros, that's what I think of. I just think of church on Sunday and like how bomb those churros were. And then it's like that feeling, I never got it until I went to Disney, but it's because it's Disney. Disney. Okay guys, I just came back from Disney, so I'm really excited. Dang, I had taken a break from. I'm talking to Shanice, guys, by the way. She's on the side. You can't see her. She was here last time too. but yeah, hadn't gone for like quite some time since I went, and then I became a pass holder. So they don't have that. Sorry to break it to you, but they do have.
I come back to Florida and this is what y'all do to me. Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, they took it out, but we had it from before, so they didn't they let us renew it, so that was awesome. But
why did they take it out?
because of COVID.
Oh.
Rona.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to open. Like when I went right now, they were like at 50% capacity.
Yeah,
So they don't want to add more people to have annual passes, because then now there's more people that have priority.
Got it. That makes sense.
Because for them it's just like, well, if you're an annual pass holder, like, because there's some dates that we can't go because of the pass the pass that we have, right? So there's some that you can't go, and then you have to make the reservations before you go. So then they have some parks not open all the time because they want more people to come, like more people that I guess are not pass holders to come. It's like a whole big thing. Like,
wow.
Everything has changed. Yeah, everything has changed. And that, of course, that being a very big park, a big establishment, like it's bound to change as well. Yeah, so
that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does, but I mean, I love it, because I love that Disney is like that now, because it's more enjoyable. People are not that close to you because people don't understand boundaries. So you, cause like no, cause like
Right
not,
up on you.
cause now we gonna talk about it. Because what would happen to me is like before is like when you would pay at the cash register, like people would be so close to you, like they were gonna pay for you, but they weren't. They were just right there, right behind
Right
you.
up on you.
And then
After Rona's done, I would like us to still social distance.
no, yeah,
Me too.
me
I
too,
vote for that.
me too.
And quarantine again, please.
I was been dying to quarantine again. You didn't like
I
it?
don't know if I can do that.
How long were you in the crib though?
Oh, because I was in New York where it was lockdown.
Oh yeah, we were in.
I was locked down.
Yeah,
from
Miami was
March
always fake
to
lockdown.
June. Locked down all the way until I came back to Miami in June. And there was like a little bit of freedom, but not for real because I didn't go anywhere.
I feel like I didn't.
Even in a
I-
hurricane, we don't got no lockdown.
Like
Right.
yeah, that's a fact of. Even in a hurricane.
So I mean, when I say like the pizza shop in I lived in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
My whole strip pizza shop, the Chinese restaurant.
Everything was closed.
closed.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there was
no. Like you're
nothing.
saying, it wasn't closed like that. Like you can still go. We just weren't going.
Yeah.
Like we weren't eating out like that. Like going
Yeah.
to pick up food and all that stuff. Like we weren't doing that.
It was nothing. You can ask Nikki. Even grocery shopping was. It took me 3 hours to grocery shop one time.
Oh hell, grocery. I think I stopped grocery shopping too. I was just like, cause in the beginning it was just like buy everything.
Yeah.
Like, cause you don't know if you can leave the house again.
I had anxiety in
It
the
was-
grocery store that first week. I was like, yo, what the hell?
It was bad.
It was very
I still
bad.
don't know why everybody bought up all the toilet paper. Like, what did y'all think was gonna happen? Was you suddenly gonna start going to the
That's a
store?
question that still has not gotten
Y'all
answered.
bought all the toilet paper up. Like, I don't know. But
That
I
is
think fools was trying to resell the shit.
yeah, maybe.
at
They
one
probably
point. That's definitely what was
made a
happening.
buck.
That's
That and hand
hilarious.
sanitizer. They probably make a good come up off of those.
So I asked my Instagram, I don't know if you saw it, but I asked them probably like a week ago about having a joint email account.
I saw
Did you
that.
see that?
I did.
So I wanted to talk about that a little bit because would you have a joint account with your husband?
Email account?
Email account. Yes,
No, 'cause
it's
he
email.
He deletes everything. He deletes everything. So no, he's like the worst. Like he has to send important things to me because he's gonna delete it.
I'm
That
here for
is hilarious. Oh, okay, so here I have it. I was looking for the
And then also I sign up for like stupid shit. So and then I unsubscribe because like why the hell did I sign up for
Me
this?
too.
So many emails.
Right.
yeah, they just be so obsessive with it. Like it's really not that serious. Okay, so I'm gonna just read the results. And so 34% said yes that they would have a joint, and 66% said no. Wait, is it okay, yeah. And what I said is that I'm not opposed to a joint email account if it has something to do that involves us too. So something,
Right.
yeah, because the reason why I asked this was because I saw somebody they gave me their email address, right? And it was like their and their partner's name together as the email address. So I was
seen
just
that.
like, oh, okay, wow. Huh, this is kind of smart. I'm like, this is kind of
I
smart.
would do it for like the bills and
In
stuff.
theory, if you have kids that are in school and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you always have to have a parent email on there. Sometimes you can't add more than one parent, or sometimes you can only add a parent. But if you have a caregiver, you have to split it between them. So if you and your partner have one email, everything goes to there. That's what I'm thinking about it as like a caregiver.
Yeah,
So-
for
That makes sense.
yeah, for me that's how I saw it
do
too
it,
because
but-
it was for an appointment that they're giving me the email, right? So they're giving me the appointment, and it makes sense cuz now whatever I send to that email that has to do with an appointment or something in the future
calendar.
goes to both of them.
Yeah.
Like both of them see it.
Yeah.
But then again, that's if the husband is checking and it's not just the wife.
Right.
You know, like everybody has
Yeah,
it.
if they have, okay, so I manage people's calendars.
Mhm.
So if I have access to your email, I can link that to my phone and your phone. And if I update the calendar, it just goes straight to your phone.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Yeah,
That is
definitely.
super helpful
That's
for.
that's something that's helpful for as well. That was something that somebody said was just like, oh yeah, well we have it for like business stuff. We have it because they have a business together. So you know we use it for business. We use it for like bills, utilities, like how you were saying, Nikki,
Yeah.
and like with the whole kids thing. I would think I would want one like just. And then I saw somebody else's email, which was the name of their family. So then that even made sense too, because it's just like family so and so,
Right.
and all the emails that have to do with the kids, with the fam, like it's just all of it goes to that email.
See, the problem with having so many emails is who the hell gonna check all of them? Because my son, even though he's 8,
He got his
like with the virtual learning stuff.
Yeah.
His school required for us to set him up an email. I don't check it. I mean, because when I did it on the computer. If it was on my phone, like I set it up on my phone, then maybe it would have been there. But I don't even remember the password. Like,
what my mama code again?
That's funny. Cause has it ever happened to you that like someone gets mad because you don't remember their password?
Yeah, my husband.
Your husband?
Yeah.
That's why.
He gets mad when I remember nothing that pertains to him. He's like,
my mom be my mom be acting so.
Oh my god, my mom too.
She acts so offended.
I'm my boss, but like I get paid to do that.
So yeah, we really can't.
I do complain, but like my boss will text me, do you know the Wi-Fi password to my mom's house? Sir, you're 45. Like,
to my mom's house.
I didn't know it though.
You did know.
Yes, I did know it, but sir, you're 45. Let's
Are you an assistant?
Yes, I'm not just an assistant. I am all of the things. I literally
fucking get it right.
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm an assistant too. Yeah.
Oh, this is what she's gonna.
Oh.
I'm the extra wife.
Okay.
The extra
I'm
wife.
the extra wife. Literally, all the things a wife does. Okay, not all the things, but.
Watch out now.
Hey, hold on. We don't want this to be the episode that everybody watches.
Do you? That's funny. That's great because I'm the same as well for my boss. I'm literally everything, but it's a woman, so I am. Yeah, I'm her everything. Like I love it though. That's something that I've worked at different places, right? And you always work at like different places, and ultimately everybody knows that this is what I want to be doing, but I do have to have a job to support myself. So. Right. I'm just so happy that I feel like even the book helped me see that too. That like I am working at a more healthier environment, you know, because I've had other jobs that none of the bosses were like how this boss is. None of like the way that I would feel going there. Like it's literally like I'm just going there to like it's so weird.
Just chill for
yeah, like I'm just there to like chill and then like come back home and like I'm working. I'm doing everything that I need to do gets done, but I've never worked at a place that I felt like that. And that's such a blessing. Like I'm just so grateful for that. Important. Yeah, I'm just so grateful for that. So, all right, so talk to me. What do you have coming next? Do you have something that you want to promote? Just tell me something.
So sometime this month, hopefully, sometime between March, the end of March, beginning of April, I want to host a girlfriends retreat.
Okay.
So, and that was something I wanted to do last year, but COVID.
Literally COVID happened like mid-March, so right. Yeah.
So, I want to do it, I want to do like a small one. Just with, and preferably like, so my aim is going to be, because I want to interview people who have read the book, who've gone through the book or going through the book. So I'm going to offer that option to them just for us to kind of like, you know, network for the weekend. So putting that together, it's going to be really small though, because everybody's going to have to take COVID tests. Just to be on the safe side, because it is going to be something that's like overnight.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I want everybody to feel safe, and I also want to be safe as well. So I'm working on that, and I am, other than that, I mean, I'm just doing everything else.
Baking cakes
and
stacking money.
Yep. I am working on something else for, business mindset coaching.
Okay.
So I just did that I'm doing that with somebody now, helping her with her business, and that's going great. So, and I kind of just, because I'm in school for industrial organizational psychology, which is pretty much that. And I was like, I don't know if it's something I want to do, because there are a lot of business coaches out there, and some of them are not qualified. But, if you have the gift of gab, then
you can do anything.
You can do anything.
Literally.
So, for me, I just felt like I don't want to be an extra, somebody else, So I was like, well, you know what? Let me see, because my mentor mentioned it to me. So I was like, well, let me see if this is something that I want to do, how I feel about it, and absolutely love it. So it's, and being that I have the book and I have, my experience, and then, the traditional, the trade from school, have all of that, just putting together something to be able to offer to other people who have businesses, or, just doing anything, even if it's just working on a project. So it's not just, it's going to be entrepreneurship, I guess, because,
I mean, yeah, who else better then, right? Because you have the bakery, you have the book, you have, like, you just do so many different things. I don't see why somebody wouldn't want your help, or like to take your advice or anything. Like, it's just like whatever it is that you do, right?
Right.
Like, I just feel like that for me, that's what, for you, that's where you're at with me. So like whatever it is that you do, because I got for the virtual vision party, I feel like, was that when we got I don't remember what day was it? What
It
day
was a Saturday.
It was a Sunday.
It was
January 31st.
January 31st.
It was a Sunday.
Because I felt like we heard the first like intro, right? January.
Yeah, because I
31st?
was in there for a little bit, and then I kept having
Oh, it was
problems
Thursday.
with it. So then I was just like, let me catch it later. But dang, that was already a month ago.
That was a month
That's
ago.
crazy. That's crazy. And then the
Sunday.
girlfriends retreat. So you wanted to do it last year, and you're gonna have people coming. You're saying it's gonna be a small group, and what is it that you would want to do there? Because that sounds really like cool. Like,
so it's not girlfriend, it's
oh,
girlfriend.
Goal. Yeah, it's goal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So aside from like interviewing people who who went through the book, do team building exercises, wow, it's like when you get asked the question, you can't think of things that you need to say. But yeah,
she's like, I know all of this. That's why I started the weekend.
So just really strategizing and being, I guess, for people to be more vulnerable in a smaller setting, because I have the Facebook group, and we have over 100 members, but I know for me, I'm not an open book, so I can have a conversation, and if you ask me, like, I'll be honest, but I'm not just gonna just put it out there. So I find that even with the Facebook group, I'll put certain things in there, but people like DM me, and be like, yeah, so this really helped me, or this is what I'm, so I want to just offer that space for them to be themselves,
and to be vulnerable.
and be vulnerable and be around other like-minded individuals. So that's really what I want to do. And then, obviously give everybody a chance to kind of like get a break from the pandemic life.
Yeah, that's great, because sometimes what somebody needs is just that space,
right,
to where that they can open up, be vulnerable. And that's awesome that you're giving them that space, because sometimes some people don't have that.
Right.
Some people can't even be vulnerable with themselves and be honest with themselves on like what truly makes them happy. Because there's some people who they just go through the motions because they're lying to themselves. Like, oh no, I'm happy here. Oh no, I'm happy in this relationship. Oh no, I'm happy.
And when you
and it's like, no, you're lying to yourself. And
I'm fine. No, you're not.
I think too, especially people that sign up for stuff like that, like they're just like, when you're in that open setting and then you hear someone else share or overshare,
right?
You're more open to, like, cause
right,
yeah, like, hey, you, and then you start digging down deeper too, even if it's not no competition of who has this or who has it worse or anything like that, but then you start digging down and dialing in and like,
right,
hold on, okay, this happened to, or like how, type of thing.
Yeah.
What could have affected me in this way too?
Correct. So I just wanted to do that, something small now, and then I obviously want to go bigger in the summer, but I don't know if it's going to happen, because I found like a pattern, in anything that I do, small and intimate always wins. So, I don't know.
Small and intimate does, because it's more, and then it allows people to be more vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's great. I feel like well, you already have this under control. I'm like, yeah, so it's gonna be great. Do you plan on writing another book?
I want to, but it goes back to me being vulnerable. So I can't see myself writing like a fictional book. It would have to be from my experience, and I don't know. It's hard for me, like my hard truths. I don't know if I would want to share that with the whole world. Yeah. So I want to. I talk about it all the time. I've like written out, the chapters and, the title and all that, but it's kind of hard. Yeah.
To get deep into it. I kind of have experience with that because in 2015, 16, one of those years, 17 maybe, I would write in a blog. And like just really like writing out like the truth.
That shit is hard.
Yeah, that shit is hard. Cause like one thing is like talking to your friends about it, and another, or talking to people that you're cool with about it. But another thing is like writing about it and then posting it somewhere on the internet for like somebody to read. And like I talked about everything, and then that freed me. It felt freeing. Even like here, like I remember there's with the podcast, I've been doing this for 3 years, so things have happened in my life that like changed me, and I've had to like come on here and like talk about it, because this is like how I want to be real, like with the people who listen. I want to be real with the people who follow me, like on social media. Like when the heartbreak happened, like I literally made a video about it, about how like I was like had a bad weekend that weekend, and like then I just like got myself ready super cute in the video, and it's just like because I want to show you like I'm real. Right. Like because people see that I do this, people see like the followers and like all this stuff.
Play Jennifer Lopez, I'm real.
Stop. And like so like they see all of these things, and I'm sure it happens with you too. Like people see like she's an author, she's like nothing happens to her, like she has a perfect life, and it's like.
And I think for me, it's not so much myself, because my friends will tell you like, look, if I only got $5, I'm gonna tell you I only got $5. But I think because let's say it involves somebody else, for me it's like that's tough, because I might be okay with sharing, but what about the other person that's involved? Yeah. They might not, and even if you, and then because I only have so many people around me. Yeah. People try to like play Blue's Clues and figure out, so I think my hesitation comes from that.
Mine does too, because like is exactly like how you're saying, like it's like, well, it can only be one specific person that she's talking about, because this is who she's usually with. Right. You know what I mean? So that does make sense on that. But the people that know you that well isn't your crowd. It's going to be people that don't know or can put 2 and 2 together. True. Because that's the mass that you're going to reach. Right. You're going to reach people. Like, because of course, like, because like even myself, like I see it the same way. Like I see like, okay, like I'm reaching this group right now, but I know that there is a crowd that God has for me. Right. And it's bigger than what I'm imagining. Right.
Wow. That's like confirmation. I was just telling her, I was talking to her about I wanted to do YouTube. So that was like one of my goals for this year, to do YouTube and kind of like intertwine cakes and talking, just conversation. Yeah. And then I'm like,
people eat that shit up.
They do, but like getting dressed up and it's just not my thing. Like if I have something to say, I kind of just want to be able to just say it. Yeah. Without all the glitz and glamour. And I was like, okay, so maybe I'll do like a podcast or, something like that, because that's something I could easily just, I don't got to get dressed up if I don't want to. So then it's like, you know, that thing in your head where it's like, there's 10 billion podcasts. There's 10, it's just like all these things come into your head, and it's like, well, what if nobody want to hear what I have to say, you know? And then I don't remember how I came to like the conclusion where it's just like, you know what? I told her, I was like, you know what? I have to just tell myself that, look, the audience is there for you. Like, God is not going to just give you this vision and not everything else is not like he laid it all out. He ain't just plant this in your head or gift you with this gift and it's not prepared for you. Like, you just got to do what you have to do, and everything else is going to fall into place. The people will come. The people are probably already there waiting for you. So you just kind of got to go for it and do it.
That's something that I learned. Well, I've learned it, but like how you said, I had a moment of confirmation as well. I was listening to church one day, and that's what he said, and I was just like, how did he know that I need, like, exactly the same thing? How did he know that I needed to hear this? Because I've been feeling this type of way, and wow, he basically said that, like, there is a crowd for you. You know, and it may not be where you are. It may not be with the people that you know. It may not. You don't know who it is until they're literally in front of you.
Right.
Until you're just like, wow. I remember like saying that I had a crowd, and like I was preparing myself for that crowd, because like that's how, like, kind of what they say. What is it when the teacher is ready? When the student is ready? What is it? Who does anybody know what it is? When the
student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly the one, Hav. But yeah, it's like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, because a student is not going to be willing to learn. Like, if you're not a student, you're not willing to learn.
Right.
So then how is anybody going to teach you anything?
Right.
So, because you're just not listening. You're not paying attention. You're not trying to anything. Damn. That got deep real quick. That got deep really quick. But I mean, yeah, that's the type of, you know, type of conversations that that happen. And but yeah, so that's definitely something that I feel for you, is that like that crowd is there for you. It's just like, it's just a matter of doing it. Sometimes we get in our own way.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I got in my way a lot. Like, and then I even see it with some people who start podcasts as well, because they ask me for advice and they tell me like, well, how do you do it? Because they see like, holy crap, like, it's 3 years, she's done this amount of episodes, like, how do you just do that? And it's just like, well, I just do it like consistently. I just knew from the beginning what it was that I wanted to do. I knew back then. I was just like, as soon as I start, I'm not stopping.
And that's the attitude you gotta go in with.
And I think that is why I would like think like maybe I shouldn't, because it's a commitment, you know, because it's not just like all right, I have an idea, like, and this is with everything, with the book, with even the vision board party, everything. It's just like, once you make the commitment, that's it. You have to do it.
You gotta do it.
And then that nervousness, like right before it happens, and just like, are people gonna come? Are people gonna be here? Who's gonna like? Is it gonna do what it needs to do? But like, I know you're like me in this sense, and it's just like, at least as long as it touches one person,
right?
Or at least if one person listens, like one person, even if the person is me. Because it's funny, because I listen to the podcast back sometimes, and I'm like, what if I'm the only listener this week? Let me go ahead and listen just in case.
Hey, they can't say no one listen to my shit. I listen to the shit.
But yeah, so thank you to everybody who listens, because I'm not the only one.
For real. See you guys on the Spotify and SoundCloud. Y'all going crazy.
So that's 3.
She said me, myself, and I is 3.
I mean, if you really count it down.
That is very funny. But yeah, it's just something that you just have to start. Like, I'm sure it's like the same thing. So like, and they always do the same comparison. Like when you go to Target, right? Mm-hmm. Look at how many options for shampoo there is. And body wash. And not all of them are good, or like how you said, not qualified, right? So, but they're still there on the store. Yep. They're still thriving.
And that's what I have to get myself, because the cake industry, I mean, I have at least like 10 cake friends. So, I mean, but I guess it's, again, I tell everybody all the time, like, I know my purpose is not cake. cake was just a vehicle for me to meet people, and so, but now it's like dealing with my purpose, what I know is my purpose, because I went through all of 2020 and 2019, like getting to, like, I know what it is now. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, what are, what to do with it. Yeah. And I guess that you make those excuses. Mm-hmm.
Cause you're like scared. Yeah. Cause you're just like, cause there's
no commitment.
Yeah. Because the podcast is a vehicle for other things that I want to do as well. Like I love doing this, but there's always more. There's always more that I want to do. There's always different things that I want to accomplish, and all of those things are scary. Like getting merchandise, I'm just like, who's gonna buy my shit? You know what I mean? Like who's like, you know what I mean? And even that, yeah. I don't think I've shared this with you, but I started writing my book in January. Yay. Yes.
Exclusive.
Yeah, one day I literally just like, I kept saying that I was gonna start writing it, and then that day I literally just started writing it. I haven't been as consistent in writing it, like writing or adding to it, but I got a really good chunk, and I'm happy that I got that out in that time, because that was really raw and uncut what I wrote. And I don't know if if all of it's gonna make it, but not because of like, but it's just because like, when you read back, sometimes you're just like, this wasn't necessary. Right. Like I was just in the moment going through something and decided to share it. Cause well, I've talked about this, that my book is going to be about singlehood. So something. Yeah, you did talk about that last time. Like I'm happy I've stayed consistent on this subject. So that's something that, like, for me, like, that's something that's scary. It's just like, but then like meeting Jax, meeting you, and then even meeting Steven, it's just like, he's
a character. I like him. He's a good character.
He's awesome. He was great. I was so happy having him. I wish he would have been here. Right. But it was great. He's been the first and only Zoom that we've done, the Zoom interview.
He has to come to it's cold in New York.
Yeah.
Why do you not want to take a trip?
Yeah. So I think he said he's gonna be coming down. I'm not sure when, but so then I meet you. I had only spoken to Jax, and then I eventually met him and had him on the podcast, and then I had Steven. I had you guys before I had him. That's even funnier to me. But so like have him on the podcast, and then I'm like, I feel like God is telling me something. I was just like, he's putting a publishing brand literally in my face. Yeah. Like, he's putting, and then the owner, it's not even just the company. It's like literally the owner. You have him on the podcast. You're constantly communicating with him. Like, there's, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like, literally, you already know how it's going to kind of be, the team that you're going to be joining, everything. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to start it. And then I did. So hopefully, I'm trying to have a deadline. I want to finish it by this year, but I'm not going to rush it either, because I feel like I'm still going through certain things and discovering new things, I feel. And so it's interesting, like, to see, like, to see what happens. And cause, when you came, I was dating somebody, right? And so later on, like, everything happens between me and this person. So as a person, I was single for like a super long time before that. Like, I wasn't really big on dating. I'm still not. Like, I dated this person because I was genuinely interested, right? But you start like thinking to yourself, and I think that's why I'm also grateful for the book, because I remembered a lot even after reading it. Like, because you start to feel like you're not worth it. You're just like, well, this person did this, and like, damn, fuck. Like, why did they do that to me? Yeah, like, what is wrong with me? What did I do wrong, And then just from like, because what you read is so important. People don't get that. People don't understand that what you read is super important. That's why it's super, when you post on social media, what you're posting is positive, because you don't want to be the negative influence in anybody's life. I don't. And so for me, the book just helped me in that. Like, no, you're not. Like, remember what you read. Like, remember what was told to you. Remember what you wrote. Like, yeah, you wrote that you wanted this with this person, but it didn't work out. So what are you going to do?
Right.
You're going to move forward. You're going to, your affirmation, say thank you to yourself and just remain consistent in loving yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, no one's going to love you like you.
Facts.
And then no one's going to love you like God does.
Facts.
So as long as you have both of those loves, like, of course your family is that, but I think for me, that my self-love for me, my love to me is the most important to me.
And it should be. I mean, because the love that you have for yourself, I mean, if you're not loving you, then you're kind of like teaching other people what, you know, what to do to you. And then things that you accept or don't accept is also teaching. So, you know, that's where the boundaries and the lines, like, okay, this isn't it. Like, you know, just not, I'm not, you know, and I've seen the shift in myself, even when it comes to like that, like, you know, me and my husband, and I'm sure he's noticed it as well, because it's just certain things where before I'll like go off the handle, and now it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk away.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's like scaring him or if he's, but you know, and for me that's just like the growth.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know what, I value myself too much. I work too much to allow myself to get angry over something. So, you know, so it's, and now it's for him, it's teaching him like, all right, no, she's not the same girl you met 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's certain things that's just not gonna fly.
And that's, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good, because it's like, because you're growing.
Right.
You're growing, you're learning more about yourself, you're loving yourself more. I'm sure the amount of love that you have for yourself now is not what you had 10 years ago either.
No.
So, I mean, I know it wasn't for me. Okay. So what's, oh, okay. We're good on time. Okay. So I wanted to, how can I say this? Okay, so I wanted to say one more last thing about what you just said right now about not losing your temper, right? Something that I've noticed, especially here I am, a dog mom, using every excuse to talk about my dog. Well, something that I've been learning with her is the not reacting bad, because that energy goes straight to her.
Right.
Like, she feels that because I'm upset, then because, okay, so I have a biter right now because she's teething. So she, like, to her, to play with us, she's biting us, because to her, that's how she plays, right? And then she's teething on top of that. So her teeth are getting sharper. So it hurts. It's not as cute anymore. It's not as cute anymore. But that's something that I keep learning, is like the being patient with her and not reacting in a strong way. And because we do put her on timeout, so like, and not projecting that anger onto her while I'm putting her in timeout. Because I don't want her to think I'm angry. I just want her to know that she's not acting good.
Right.
You're not making good choices right
Yeah, like, you're not making you are wildin', actually. Like,
That's not how I want you to act.
like, that is not the perfect puppy that I'm telling everybody you are. Like, and that I know you to be. So relax, you know? And so that's something that I've noticed too, even with the difference in the other dogs that I've had, is that I wouldn't be as patient. And I would like go off because like I didn't know any better. I didn't know that if I acted that way towards an animal, that they were going to react negatively towards me.
Right.
I didn't know that. So then now I'm learning that. And then it just goes into with the same thing. Cause like for me, when, okay, so I saw the guy that I was dating, I saw him kissing another girl. Right. And so
I'm trying to contain my anger right now. For you?
Okay, so that's what I.
was the next day?
It wasn't the next day. Church was the next day. Because the Lord was gonna save him. The Lord did save him. He is. So for me, I was laughing about this actually because Hav makes fun of how nonchalant I am about letting things go. And so, cause like my message to him, it wasn't even like I saw him and went up to him and said something to him. It was just like, I just sent him a message telling him like what I saw, and that at the end,
to you.
thank you.
very mature.
No, and I really liked him.
God's still working on me.
I really liked him. No, I really, really liked him. And the funniest thing is that Jax was on the episode like right before, and he asked me if I was dating somebody because we were talking about something about like dating or something like that, and then he ended up asking me. So I was just like, well, yeah, I am. And literally, like the episode dropped that Saturday, and it was that night.
Wow.
I was like, here I am claiming you, and you raggedy.
That's like when God, you saw something, you're like, oh God, I really like this one. He go with the chocolate.
Exactly. So, where was I going? Okay, so I end up seeing that, and I end up being super nonchalant about it. And then so he responds, and he's like telling me, and then I'm like, no, you tried me, like, So, but I'm still calm. Don't call him. Don't nothing, right? And then. He said something about like working it out or something like that, and I was just like, well, do you genuinely want to work it out? Like, because I don't think you do, you know what I mean? And then like he said something else, and then I remember back then I would have kept going back and been like, no, but I think we could work it out, or like
Right,
or like this and that. And then I remember just being like, you know what, you're right. This was fun, thanks. like thanks, like I'm good, it was great. I knew there was something because of the affirmation.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, so yeah, so that was just something that like helped me too with the book, like I'm sharing all of these things because like these are like this is like literally a testimony, right, like of what happened in my life, because I started the book while I was still dating this person. So I finished the book, everything is still good. And then like literally like within a month after reading the book, it happens. And then I remember just being like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to react the way that I would have reacted before. It's not serious. Nikki's like, not me.
Maybe it's because I'm married. So,
oh, yeah.
But because if it was somebody I was dating, just, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Next. I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, maybe I don't know. That's kind of...
You've been...
I don't know, because, I mean, I'm very free in dating. I'm literally like a do-what-you-want person, because... I'm a man, to be honest. But if I saw you,
it's different when you see them. It's different.
I have to go. And sorry, my hand slipped.
Exactly. It's so different when you see it, because like because dudes will lie to you. They'll tell you that they're only talking to you.
And it's like, for what though? Because just be honest, and for me, I feel like when people do stuff like that, you're being selfish. Because what can I do if you're talking to multiple? I mean, it's either I'm going to keep talking to you or I'm not. I mean, yeah. But don't take away that choice.
Exactly.
Because like, I don't know. I don't know. For me, if I was to see it, depending on, but I don't know. It depends on the person I would be that day.
So the type of person she would be that day.
It just all depends.
It does.
I meditate that morning.
Right. Like, am I having a good day? But
was I walking out the door and my shirt got caught on the door? Because if
that happened, you might get the wrath.
Right here. So I'm going to snap soon.
But no, what happened to me was that happens, and literally like a couple days later I end up having car trouble. I end up hitting my leg on something. I'm like, this is not my week. And it all started because of his fuck ass. I should have known.
In the beginning of 2020, before Rona, I got dumped and I got fired. I didn't get dumped. I dumped him, but he was trifling, and then I got fired that same week. And then I got sick.
With the Rona?
Before Rona was a thing. Back to back to back.
I'm dead.
I was just like, God, that's why when we was in quarantine, I was like, oh, this is calm compared to what happened in the first month.
This is calm.
I'm good. This is real calm.
I'm safe in my home. That's why I loved quarantine, because I love being home. Like, I love having guests.
Great.
I also love when they leave. Not you guys. Well, yeah.
Honestly, I can't relate. I don't like people in my house at all. Like, if there was a good 4 years of living in New York where nobody ever came, I didn't let people come in my house ever.
I feel like I'd be that type of person if I lived alone.
Yeah, that was me. Nobody
Like,
could come to you were not allowed to come. I just moved into my own place, and it's very specific people are allowed to come.
Yeah.
And when I have a party or housewarming, I'm going to put a sign on the wall that says, please leave by 9 p.m.
9
p.m.
Well, I'm getting drunk at her house. I don't know where I'm going, but
she's the only exception. Everybody else out by 9.
You be going to like some nice parties. You went to like an all white party. I was watching your story, sorry. And I was
my friend's party.
It was like something that every time like a song would come on, I was like, dang, I wish I was outside. have the battery. But yeah, so that was something I was watching your story because man, that's something I do miss. Something I miss a lot is dancing with strangers. I love it.
And it'd be a vibe, and then you just go about your business.
Yes, and you don't ever see them again.
I love that.
I love
like,
that.
I just gave you the wine of your life.
Yes.
You thought about marrying me.
Yes.
And we don't gotta talk about it.
And we don't ever have to see each other. Don't ever have nothing. I don't even want you to know my name.
You're not even getting my number. For what?
No.
We had a good time. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way.
I miss outside.
Huh?
I miss outside.
Right? That's what I miss about outside is like the going out and dancing and like that's something that I genuinely miss because I'm a dancer.
I don't go anywhere.
I love dancing.
I started going out more during quarantine.
That's funny.
Because nobody's outside. The problem is Nikki don't like to be outside with other people.
Yeah, I don't. The energy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, after a while, I was like, all right, it's time for me to go. So now it's like because everything's so small and intimate,
It's different.
it's
Yeah.
more so my vibe.
Yeah. So that's why you're thriving because you said it. You said you're more of a small and intimate type of thing. So
that's kind of like I like it.
you know, I'm gonna share because I had a vision. I'm not Raven Simone, but I had a vision. I don't know. I keep seeing like you on a stage and then like a whole bunch of people there, but it's like the stage is set up very intimate and like I don't know. You're just talking to the crowd.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking because it hasn't fully processed, but that's just what I see. I don't know. I just think that that's where I see like your future, and I don't know if that's something that you want or have thought about. But it can still be small and intimate because you'll have the stage to yourself. But I think that that's great. I think that that's something that you just have to have a gift for that, and I think that you have it. So I see that for you. So, Hav, do you have any questions for Nikki before we close out?
Yeah, I do have a couple. One is like, because right, the whole dog parent thing, and you being a parent, you being a baker, and also an author. Where do you find time, or where does that me time come in, or how important, or how do you overstress your me time without feeling selfish, I guess?
Okay, so I think just like how I set my life up, I naturally have me time.
Yeah.
And I raised my son, or like trained him to understand. Like he'll really he would. Shanice will tell you, he'll like, Mommy, you need some time to yourself. Just let me know if you need anything. You want some water, and like he'll leave me alone. Like she's relaxing.
He does not bother anybody.
Yeah. If anything, he's coming to check on us to make sure we're okay. That's really it. But I mean, aside from that, like my son is like really the easy part of my life, really and truly. Because we get each other. So I obviously as his parent I already know what he needs, what he how he's gonna react, that type of thing, and I kind of just do my schedule around him. So I don't believe in putting your life off for your children. Yes, they make a difference in your life, but it's not. I don't believe in like not fulfilling your purpose because you have children. So when people are like, oh, I have kids, I couldn't get to do what I want.
It's not an excuse. Yeah.
It's not an excuse. I don't think that, because you're only teaching your children to do the same thing, to put somebody else above them. And that's not what I want to teach him. So, but I do work around his schedule because he didn't ask to be here. So I make it work.
Yeah.
But as far as like I really and truly finding the me time was like trying to get away from my business. So now being more disciplined with my schedule. So, baking making the buttercream, you know, doing everything and like being consistent, not multitasking, because multitasking, you're not being effective in anything that you're doing. Yeah. So if I'm baking, I'm just baking. Yeah. And if I do that correctly, and if I do that only doing that, I'll get that done in the 2 hours that I allocated to do that. And then the same thing with everything else. So really and truly, when I sit down and I think about it, if I have 5-6 cakes for the week, I probably put in 25 hours in total. And that's because I'm using my time wisely. So what I've done is I've changed my business hours. Well, not my business hours, but how I work on my business. So it's 2 to 3 hours, depending on the orders, 2 to 3 hours on Tuesday, 2 to 3 hours on Wednesday, you know, and that's like doing the physical stuff, because the business things, you know, website, all that, that's like consistent whenever. But I've now trained myself to have all of my weekend orders, like Saturdays, done Friday night. So all that I have to worry about on Saturday is just pickups and deliveries. So now, because before it'd be like, okay, I have to wake up early on Saturday, I gotta do this, and then I have to deliver at 3, or somebody's picking up at 3, and then it's like my whole day's gone. Yeah. So now that I've restructured it, being consistent on my close days, so I'm closed on Sundays where I do absolutely nothing. Closed on Mondays to the public, so no orders, no nothing. Maybe, you know, if it's a loyal customer or something, but for the most part, no orders for Mondays. Obviously I'm working on the business because that's the day I go grocery shopping, you know, things like that.
Mondays.
Right. But I mean, it's made such a major difference to the point that I feel like I'm not doing anything. Like, I feel like, wow, I have so much more time to myself. Just me being disciplined and not trying to multitask and being strict on that. So now it's like, okay, now I have more space, more time to focus on other things that I'm working on. So that's really how I find the time to get it all done.
That's great. That's great advice.
That's great advice. Yeah, damn. I gotta get a real discipline on my time. I like that though.
Yeah.
It sounds like a way better system rather than trying to play defense every day.
Right.
That's a fact.
What I was getting, and then the other question that I had was basically, I forgot what you called it. Right, a shift. Well, but for someone that's going in a shift of their life, what advice do you have, or what yeah, just basically what advice would you have, or just someone that is in a shift in their life? I think that's how Claudia said. I think I'm going in a shift in my life. That's why I kind of said the whole more thing of like, I want that more, and I know I want that, but I know some things have to shift and things are changing. So, but yeah, just like kind of, and that could be scary or uncomfortable, like we said. But yeah, what would you say to someone that is going through a shift? What advice would you give them?
I would say pay attention. Spend a lot of time with yourself, by yourself. I know for me, like February, it's like God, the universe, and hopefully it doesn't continue into March, but that's not up to me. It was almost as if I barely had any cake orders, and which was great because I feel like I'm getting arthritis. So my hands needed a little break, but really just paying attention to all the signs. That is like major. Spending time with yourself, meditating, journaling, because I did a lot of that in January and February, because that's the only way you're going to figure it out. You know, you got to pay attention to the signs. You got to pay, you know, it was like different things just continue to happen. Like even how I said, you know, as you were speaking, I was like, that was confirmation for me. She had sent me like 2 podcasts, the Super Sold podcast, and I listened to that and I was just like, wow, okay, boom. So I went back, listened to it, wrote notes, listened to another podcast she sent me, and just like the first 5 minutes of it was, and it was talking about like weight. Oprah was talking about her weight, and I was like, damn, that's me, you know. And I was like, okay, so maybe I gotta look at this a different way. And then I was researching something for somebody else, and an article popped out, and it was like, okay, boom, I read the whole article. I was like, shit, that was for me, and I wasn't even looking for nothing for me. And then I did like a whole 5 days of journaling, releasing emotional damage. So I did that like 2 weeks ago. right before the full moon, and the week of the full moon, and that made a big difference. Like, I kid you not, after I did that, it's like the weight came off. Just started to come off.
What is that?
Emotional baggage. And it was like, because the article was like, here are the 5 things that we that's considered emotional baggage. So it was like guilt, pretty much like negative self-talk, I can't remember. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
But
I love journaling.
I did every, like, I took the 5 things and I was like, okay, Monday through Friday I'll do this. So every day I did something different. Like, I wrote something and I just kind of released it. Like, I wrote out what I felt guilty about and why I felt guilty. And then, as you journal, you kind of end up coming to a conclusion by the end of it.
Yep.
So I did that.
It's a guilt, regret, fear, inner criticism, and PTSD.
Correct. Those are the 5 things. So
PTSD is real.
Right. For me, when I did it, I was like, I can't think of anything. But I was just like, hey, if there's something there, I release it. Because sometimes we have things, but
I think I have all those things. I'm triggered right now. All right, that's the podcast, guys.
No, that's the PTSD. The one that I have
man.
most from, I feel, is from car accidents. Like, cause you can have that from car accidents, cause you just like you're like driving, and you're just like, it can happen today at any time.
Yeah.
Or like when you see, like for me, days that I'm always in a rush, there always happens to be an accident, and I'm like, if you would have left at the time you were supposed to, that could have been you.
Yeah.
So stop stressing when you're rushing. Cause and then like, that's something that's helped me too, is that I'll be like, okay, we need to work on not rushing. Like, even I'm working on not being late. I'm working on that. I'm working on that, but I'm also working on I'll get there when I get there. Yeah. Because the last thing that I want is to, number one, go somewhere that I feel that I'm being rushed to go to, and also be driving like a maniac because I feel like I have to be there on time.
Right. Yep.
And so that's just how it is, because like how I just said, like I've seen it happen multiple times where I'm just like, I should have left and I'm speeding and this is and that, and then boom, there's an accident that happened. Like literally probably like 10 minutes before I got there or something like that. So it's crazy. Did you have any more questions, Av?
No, those were my only 2. Thank you so much. I needed that. Those selfish questions, actually, because I wanted to answer.
I
was asking for myself. I was trying to get some free therapy. Like that.
Cool. Okay, so you've been here before, but would you have any questions for me?
No, I mean, you answered everything. I mean, great.
I mean, yeah, I was super excited to have you on, because like I was just so excited. And then he was the one who was saying, he's just like, we need to have Nikki back on because you finished the book.
Like, it don't even make sense.
Yeah, and you like loved it and it was great for you. Like, you have to have her on the podcast again. And I was just like, you're right. I was just like, I should have her for, Women's History Month. So
bam, to kick it fucking off. We honoring you this.
Yeah. Yes, we're honoring you this episode. Our honoree. Do you have somebody you would like to honor for Women's History Month?
Say that again.
Would you like to honor? Do you have somebody that you would like to honor for Women's History Month?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I think to honor, I don't. It's a very good question.
She's a bad bitch that you know.
You can say Shanice if you want.
No, wait, no.
No, but yes.
I don't know. I have a lot of, I guess, just everybody that's in my community, like my village. I can say, my friends, you, like, it's so much people. I mean, I think everybody should be honored. And for my village, at least I can speak for my village. I know that everybody is 100% for me. I'm 100% for them, and everybody's doing dope things, and everybody's evolving, everybody's growing, and that's the most important part. I can't never expect anybody to be perfect because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But as long as you are aiming and striving to be a better person and grow and work on your flaws, and you're not like, well, this is just how I am.
Yeah. I hate those people.
Right. Like, what?
Grow
You're so
up.
toxic.
Yeah, like, grow up.
But yeah, you know, I have a lot of people around me that they're continuously just growing and pushing themselves to do better and be better. And for that, you know, I want to honor them. That's
awesome. That's good that you have people like that around you. That's important. I'm happy for you to have that because it's, like I said, it's very important. I'm honoring you this episode, so.
And my mama.
Yeah. That's honestly like the first person that comes is like my mom. Then I think about my aunts, and then I think about the girls I went to high school with because a lot of the
Oprah.
So like it's just like so many different women.
You go into like a whole tangent.
You go into like we can, because there's just so many great women that have done so many amazing things that it's just like it's.
Yeah, the first
Angela
person that
Bassett.
popped into my head was my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, she's no longer here, but she's like been on my mind, like my heart. And yeah, like I'm just grateful for getting the chance to experience her while she was here and learning from her, and just the things that she implanted in me and that I saw growing up. All those things, I'm definitely like grateful for her. So.
Yay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out the episode. Nikki, it was a pleasure having you back here again. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited. I want everybody to still read this book. It's available everywhere.
Now.
I do know somebody who got it. That is like, I know that because I posted it, they got it. So I hope that anybody else like that I maybe posted it and they didn't post it themselves, because you know some people are like that.
Yeah.
Like they'll just get it and then they'll never tell you. But make sure that you go get this book. It can change your life.
In 60 days.
In 60 days or 2.
Or 2. Yeah, right.
Or in
my
2.
bad.
Or in 2. So make sure that you guys go check that out. Let them know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Clubhouse, all those things. NIKKI_B. It is NI, the word double, KI_B.
Yay. And I'm really excited because she brought me red velvet cake. Did you know that was my favorite? Or
no, I didn't. I was actually going to make you a rum cake, but I didn't have time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the red velvet.
So, you know we fuck with the red here at the...
We were talking about that earlier because we were saying how red was gender neutral, but how people still confuse it and say that it's for boys.
Yeah.
And then Nikki told us that it was like a masculine color. So yeah, but I love red velvet. I tried it once for one of my birthdays, and ever since then I just like fell in love with it. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I'm so upset that
best invention ever.
That like I missed out most of my life not eating this cake. So yeah, so yes guys, remember to follow her, read her book. If you need a cake, she's your girl. You're actually, because you said you have 10 baker friends. I have one, and that's you. So
my birthday.
No, exactly. Like,
actually, we might need a cake for my mom.
Yes. Well, I have your number, so I'm like, okay. And then we can like, I was about to get excited about being a customer, right on the show. So I'm really excited to eat that cake. I've been thinking about it. Not the whole episode, but like, you know, it's been lingering.
About 85% of it.
Yeah. So guys, remember we are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your business. And for the 162nd time in the row, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves with your boy House 600 in the building. Thank you. And our beautiful special guest, Nikki Bryan, in the building. And shout out to Shanice for also coming again. Whoop, whoop. And we are out of here.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.
Saturn return.
What?
That's why you feeling all that transformation stuff.
What I'm going through my. But no. What did you say? Saturn
return.
Aren't we all going through our